up, guys? It's your boy Vito here with some news, a quick news story. Now, I'm currently hard at work editing my Rise of Skywalker video. It was actually what I was planning on editing all today, but something has happened. I'll try not to make this story about me, but I do want to kind of bring up what's been happening because it's why I'm doing this story. I have a Twitter feed, and something I like to do is if I see an interesting news story that I don't think is, being talked about a lot, it hasn't been covered a lot, I will try to cover it in my own little way. I'll, post the news, add some context, just because I think it's, it's something fun to do. Play newsman. Go, did you hear about this? Here's the information I've been able to collect. And I posted this tweet because this is a crazy story. A furry artist known as Lockjaw Arts is a furry, does art, drawing, also apparently makes fursuits, as we can see there. Not gonna lie, hey, if I was in the market for a fursuit, pretty good work there, Lockjaw Arts. But nobody's gonna be buying these fursuits anytime soon because, and this is nuts, tip leads to investigation arrest of murder suspects. This is the furry artist in question, Jacob Berkowitz, age 24, and his girlfriend, Tanya Dillard. And I guess real quick, let's just cover this story. This is not it. Trump, go away. What happened was, as we can see here on 8 News Now, murder arrest. I love the murder graphics that these news stations have. The shiny box. That's just good news reporting. Anyway, what happened was these two individuals, Jacob and Tanya, both furries. Furry, he's the main one with the account, and then I guess his girlfriend would help him out making the fursuits and whatever else. Living in Las Vegas, they basically went on a dating app. We're not sure which app, but they used an app to lure a victim to their house with the intention of robbing them. This is a common robbery tactic these days. You catfish somebody, make them think they're gonna, get laid or have a good time. They come to your house and you rob them blind. Would have been nice if it stopped there. However, it turns out that they, after robbing the person, and we don't know if this was planned or if it was a robbery gone bad and they resorted to certain means, but they did end up killing their robbery victim, which is it's bad. I mean, it's don't do that. Good advice from Vito. Don't kill people. Yeah, all right. Sorry. I'm not offering great advice these days. Anyway, what's stupid about this is, so they kill the guy. This furry guy, he starts talking about he's going to take the body to California, bury it somewhere. And his girlfriend just goes to her friend and starts spilling the beans. Like, this isn't a big deal. She goes to her friend. She goes, yeah, me and my boyfriend killed a guy yesterday. We're probably going to go bury his body in California. I mean, yeah, your friends might have your back in some situations, but if you commit a murder, I don't want to give advice to murderers now, but if you commit any crime, shut your mouth. That's why all these people always get caught. You start running your mouth. So they told their friend, yeah, we committed murder. This friend, who thankfully is a good person, went to the cops and said, yeah, my 2 weird furry friends say they murdered somebody. Maybe go check it out. They go to the house. They found a body in the house. So now these two are locked up, and I can't imagine this will end well for them. Seems like a pretty open and shut case. Yeah, it's going to be hard to plea your way out of that one. So I report on this. Real quick, I'll get back into why I'm in trouble now for reporting on this. I made a tweet. I said, these are the 2 people who have been arrested. They are furries. And I posted a picture of the fursuits the guy made. Now, people are mad because they're saying, well, these 2 aren't wearing those suits. These are suits he made for somebody else. So you need to issue a correction. You are damaging the reputation of the person who owns these fursuits. And I'm like, it's a cartoon suit. How do I damage the reputation of a cartoon suit? Are people going to see you at a convention and think that the murderer somehow got out of prison and put on his fursuit? And no, I don't think there's anything to really worry about. But okay, I played ball Because I was getting dozens of messages from furries. They're not mad that a murder occurred. Maybe focus on that. Maybe that's the real tragedy here. They're mad that I may have inadvertently made people think that these silly cartoon suits contain murderers. I think we understand that a suit can't murder someone, okay? I think most people get that. I'm sorry to have harmed the reputation of these fake cartoon characters and whoever wears them. I have issued an apology. The furry community would like me to clarify that though the murderer created the fursuits shown in my tweet, they are actually the property of a different non-murdering furry. The cartoon suit didn't kill anyone, so you're free to look at it and get aroused by it. You don't have to have terrible feelings, which I don't know. Do you really... If you find out your fursuit was made by a guy who kills people, do you still want to wear it? Don't you say, I'll get a new one. I know you probably paid a lot of money for this thing, but I'd feel a little bit weird continuing to wear my sexy wolf lady costume that was made by an actual murderer. Anyway, that's how I got involved with this, and the furry community is very mad at me for attempting to report on this story. They're like, you're not a journalist. I'm like, I didn't say I was a journalist. I just think it's interesting sometimes to talk about the news. Speaking of the news, let's focus on the news. Let's not focus on all the furries who are mad at me. Which, okay, no, I do want to get back into this real quick. Furries, shut up. I got no problem with furries is the first thing. I know people who are furries. I don't care. I think it's fine. Let your freak flag fly. Nowhere in this post did I say this just goes to prove that all furries are murderers. I said nothing of the sort. And anybody who takes that away from my post, I mean, that's their takeaway. I'm not saying anything of the sort. I'll say right now, all furries are not murderers. There's some furries, perfectly reasonable people. Now I'm making it sound like a lot of furries are murderers. Just this furry is a murderer as far as I know. There's probably a couple more, but mostly furries are not murderers, and I'm happy to say that. I'm happy to say it, okay? But furry community, you gotta stop playing the victim all the time, man. Okay? You've got to accept, one, that a bunch of adults wearing cartoon suits and having sex with each other. It's just, it is funny. I'm sorry. Like, it is inherently, this is comical. Okay? I know you think it's like the hottest thing ever. Okay? To the rest of us, it's a little goofy. We're gonna make fun of it a little bit. You gotta get over it. And second of all, stop worrying about the reputation of the furry community, because again, it's never going to be like, you know, we look at you guys like heads of state and dignitaries. You're going to be the butt of jokes from here till the end of time. People are going to consider you, yeah, a little mentally not all the way there. Something happened in your childhood. You watched Space Jam too many times. Something changed, and that's fine. Again, I got no problem with that, but you can't be like, oh, nobody can ever report on furry news because it makes the furries look bad. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to the reputation of our community. I'm sorry. I can't fix the image problem for furries. That's not my job. I'm just talking about this one furry who kills people. Okay, so now that I've gotten my message to the furry community over with, let's get a little deeper into this story. The story is very tragic. Now, one thing you can do is go on this guy's Twitter. I did collect a couple of his tweets. It's very clear that this guy was suffering from some sort of mental illness. He admits, I was in the mental hospital for a little while. I'm not sure if this is him posting or his girlfriend. His girlfriend took over his account for a little bit of time, but one of them was in the mental hospital. They admit to being locked inside. They're clearly having money troubles. They're saying rent is due in 24 hours. I need to raise $200. I'm doing sketches for $40. So, you know, just trying to get the rent together. Here he talks about, I could be one of the top fursuit makers if I could just pull myself together. This is a guy who's clearly struggling from mental illness, and I don't want to make light of that. I think that is tragic. I know people right now, they want to be like, yeah, he's a murderer, fuck that guy. There's always going to be a part of me that's like, if you could have gotten help, you know, what could have happened? Could things have been different? You know, I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to recover from this and see people, help other people who are struggling. You know, want to live in the forest with my partner and our dog, but we're stuck here in this grimy casino town. I don't have health insurance anymore, so I can't really get therapy, and last time I did, it put me in the loony bin. Guy had some problems. You know, doesn't excuse what he did, let's be clear, and I'm never going to say that. Obviously, I don't know what gets into your head that you think that murdering somebody is the solution to your problems. It's crazy. But clearly was going through a lot of stuff. Now here we have actually a Facebook post. This is from somebody who claims to know the woman who went to the police. And it provides a lot of details. So the woman who was the friend of theirs, the girlfriend spilled the beans about this murder. And then this is the account of the girlfriend's friend. Let's see. Good friend of mine is the sibling, not related by blood, he was a brother to me type relationship, of Vincent, who was the tip to the police. Vincent had confessed and even shown photos of the victim. Wow. So it sounds like these guys just went off the deep end all of a sudden. Because nothing, honestly, as bad as their mental health sounds in these posts, there's nothing here that sounds like I'm going to start murdering people and, sharing the photos. And it sounds like he just snapped. I don't know what happened. According to my friend, it says, despite the article's warning, my friend's pronouns are he/him. So it was reported as a girl, but it's somebody who uses male pronouns. Okay. Vincent had been hanging out with the body for about 10 hours by the time he called and expressed that he planned on putting the body in the refrigerator and steal his car. Steal the victim's car, I assume. He expressed that the opportunity came to him on a silver platter, and he is now officially a psychopath. Ooh. Yeah, sounds like he just... Something. The line between man and sanity is broken. He wasn't concerned about the police. He wasn't concerned about anything. His voice was like ice. He was happy that he did it. Now, this next part, honestly, if you're a squeamish person... this is, and I know it's weird, like a person dies and you go, that's tragic. But then animal abuse, there's just something about it that, I don't like it. I mean, I have pets. The thought of anybody hurting them, ooh, that person would be in for a bad day. But real quick, I will show you, and this doesn't make sense to me because he has so many pictures and videos of him playing with his dog, Castile. This looks like just a nice dog. And apparently they're claiming that this is not substantiated by any news sources or anything. This is just something from the friend that he did kill the dog. So he must have... Again, that's why I'm like, this guy must have really snapped. Because if you look at his history, he loved this dog. And all his posts are about how he can't wait, to move out with his dog and, be in a place where the dog can... hang out. They're saying that, and I hate to say it, he said he didn't care that he skinned his dog. He was mostly upset that he'd lost its pelt. He told me not to tell anybody except if I saw him on the news, then tell everybody. But it's not something I can hold in. I have to tell the police. Thank God she did, because I think this guy would have murdered again, if not many more times. He was in the mind frame. He killed somebody, and he enjoyed it. I also have high suspicion that he's been involved with meth usage. Yeah, that seems reasonable looking at the guy. These guys, you see the stuff around the mouth there? See these, kind of weird little pockmarks there? That's kind of trademarks of meth usage. Yeah, look at those sores around the mouth. At least he was using meth, you can tell. Just from the sores on the face. That's just telltale stuff. She has... It looks like she's doing... Yeah, they're on meth. I mean, and again, I don't know. Does meth, I've never really looked up the... maybe meth increases feelings of paranoia or just... I guess if you already have mental illness, it could put you over the edge. Point is, this story, obvious tragedy. Again, I'm not saying all furries are murderers. Okay, plenty of great furries out there, but it is an interesting news story, and it's worth reporting on. And, I hate to say it, if you're a furry, there's a chance that you have something mentally that gets you to want to put on a, animal costume and have sex. You're definitely not neurotypical, as they say. You're a little out there, which can be, a thing for good, can also be a thing for bad. But again, I'm not coming down on all furries. I am coming down on Jacob Berkowitz and Tanya Dillard. See, and that's the other crazy thing is, okay, I could see one lone wolf snapping and killing somebody, but the girlfriend just going along with it. I wonder if she was just so dedicated to him that whatever he wanted to do, she's like, yeah, sure, let's kill people. Or if they both kind of just lost their minds at the same time. Very weird. Anyway, guys, stay safe. If you have furries in your community, I was going to say keep an eye on them. You don't got to keep an eye on them. They're probably fine. And once again, I will apologize to the owner of these beautiful suits. I will say again, these suits were created by a murderer, but are not being worn by a murderer. If you see either of these furries walking around your community, go up, give them a big hug. It's fine. They will not murder you. I don't know. Can't believe I have to make that distinction, but sure. There you go. Now the furries can stop being mad at me. I've correctly said that there's plenty of good furries out there. You got bigger things to worry about than me, okay? Leave me alone. Thanks for watching, guys. More cool videos coming soon. I'm editing my big Star Wars video. We'll try to get it out in the next week or two, I promise. Come on back. We'll be here. Peace and love.